Hello, my name is Miss Minnie. Dylan is out. He's so sick, the poor baby. So now, my computer camera's been a bit, broken, and also I'm not a very good editor, so you're not gonna get any of them fancy schmancy cuts that Dylan's been giving ya. Okay there, so it says, I can just left me a few notes for me, okay. So it says here, I'm supposed to talk about my experience, with Butterfree. So, I mostly remember, the anime, that little thing, that cartoon show, from the 90s, oh my goodness, it's gonna be 30 years, oh my goodness, it's gonna be 30 years, isn't it? Well, anyway, my kids loved that show growing up, oh, they loved it so much. Anyway, so, yes, all my experience, yes, in the anime, yeah, I remember an episode, yeah, it's coming back to me, one where I think Ash, is that his name? Ash? I think his name is Ash. Yeah, so I remember an episode, so Ash, what did he do? Oh yeah, he had to release Butterfree, because he was in love. Oh, it's so sweet. And I remember my children, especially Justin, he cried like a real baby when that happened. But anyway, let's move on here, okay. But before we get into the article here, I'm supposed to read these, Pokemon year cycle dates. That are like the past ones that Butterfree would have been in if this was a real thing, So we got March 9th, 1996, December 29th, 1998, October 19th, 2001, August 9th, 2004, May 31st, 2007, March 21st, 2010, January 9th, 2013, October 31st, oh, that's Halloween there, 2015, August 21st, 2018, and June 11th, 2021. So we've got this funky article about Butterfree here from Bulbapedia, or whatever. Okay, so yeah, so we've got this funky box and such. And and there was a note here to tell you, because he didn't actually inform you, that silly Billy Dylan, that these little boxes here, you can see sort of this blue here, supposed to represent that Butterfree's a flying type. So that's a thing. And they're, and these are represented in this darker, sort of different green than he talked about before, to differentiate the bug type with the grass type. Okay, so apparently I'm supposed to start over here on the right. So we got Butterfree. That's the butterfly Pokemon. It's also called Butterfree in Japanese, and its number is 0012 there. Okay, so then we've got, the classic Butterfree here, you gotta love this classic butterfly Pokemon. You got the iconography of a butterfly, the wings and the antennae and all that. So, anyway, apparently there's this new version called Gigantamax Butterfree. I think that's how that's pronounced. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, so apparently it's type, which I guess is what a Pokemon is. I'm not too familiar, but, my kids did grow up with the games, and they told me a few things about it, so, yeah, so we got bug and flying, I guess, yeah, that makes sense, it is a flying bug. And we got abilities, compound eyes like a butterfly has. Then we've got tinted lenses. That's its hidden ability. Oh, wow, hidden abilities. That's so cool. Its gender ratio, 50-50. You'll like to see that. Its catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. I guess that's how much you can catch this Pokemon or something. I don't know. Then we've got here, we've got breeding. Its egg group is bug. Now that just seems so obvious. And then its hatch time, 15 cycles. So I think that's something to do with like walking or something. I'm not entirely too sure about that myself. Then its height is 3 foot 7. Well, that's a big bug, yeah. Or 1.1 meters for you non-Americans out there. We do love ya here. Okay. Its weight is 70.5 or 32 kilograms. Again, we love ya guys. And then, okay, in this Gigantamax Butterfree form, it's apparently 55 feet and 9 inches? How is that even possible? The Pokemon even get that large? That just seems too large. It's 17 meters, of course, again, we want to appreciate you. And we don't know the weight of this Pokemon? I mean, I guess I get it. Like, this version, so yeah. I get it, like, who's gonna weigh a 55-foot monster? My goodness. My goodness. So apparently, whatever base experience yelled as, apparently in the first 4, they call them generations. I think that's what each game is. Maybe each console. I'm not entirely too sure about that myself. But apparently it was 160 in the first 4 of them. And then 5, Gen 5, yeah, that's 178. So it went up. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but we're gonna move on here, okay? Leveling rate was medium fast. That's good. I'm assuming, yeah, it goes pretty fast, but not too fast. You wanna gain that experience points or whatever they're called. Going fast. You don't want to go too fast there. Okay, then we got our EV yield here. Attack. I think that was once explained to me was special attack. So that's gotta be special defense. So 2 in special attack and 1 in special defense there. Okay. Its shape is this cute little critter here. That's adorable. And then we got this little tiny ovular footprint. Oh my goodness, that makes total sense given its foot. Okay, and now its Pokédex color is white. I guess for the wings, that makes some amount of sense, sure. Its base friendship is 70. Well, very good on it for having some friendship going into this. Not enough people are friendly to each other. So it's good to see that the Pokemon are represented to be friendly. Kind of. I don't really know what 70 means. I don't know if that's low or high, but I really hope so. I really hope it's quite high, yeah. Okay, now these are these external links here. I was told I'm supposed to ignore these, and people can click on them on their own there. Yeah, okay, let's move back up here to the rest of the article. So, Butterfree is a dual-type bug-flying Pokemon introduced in Generation 1. It evolves from Metapod, starting at level 10. It is the final form of Caterpie. Now, that's a little Caterpie Pokemon, and you can see Metapod up here being a little chrysalis. It's adorable. Anyway, we got Butterfree can Gigantamax into Gigantamax Butterfree if it has the Gigantamax factor. Then we go down here to its biology. Butterfree is a Lepidopteran? I think that's Lepidopteran. Insect Pokemon, which resembles a vaguely anthropomorphic butterfly with a purple body. Unlike true insects, it has 2 body segments and 4 light blue legs. The upper pair of its legs resembles small 3-fingered hands, while the lower pair resembles long, digitless feet. Yeah, you can see that there, okay. Butterfree has 2 black antennae, a light blue snout with 2 fangs underneath, and a large red compound eyes. Its 2 pairs of wings are white with black venation, 2 oval scales. On a female Butterfree's lower wings are black, but they are white on a male. The wings of a Butterfree are coated with poisonous scales. Oh, that's not great. That can easily fall off continuously as it flies. Oh dear. If inhaled, it results in severe status conditions. Oh dear. It will defend Caterpie from bird Pokemon using this powder. Oh, I guess that's good then. Okay. This powder also repels water, enabling it to fly and gather honey even in the rain. Oh, that's very good. Butterfree can use its sensitive antennae To detect the odors of blooming flowers 6 miles, and that's 10 kilometers for our non-American friends there, from its nest in search of nectar, which it carries with the hairs of its legs. Sometimes it has territorial disputes with Cutiefly. I think that's one of them newer Pokemon. Over the fields of flowers. It also consumes sap from trees pierced by Heracross. I think that's a Pokemon from like the second or third games. Anyway, it's just seen in the anime. Butterfree is found in temperate forests and jungles, but it has also been observed flying near the ocean as part of its migratory breeding pattern, as shown in Pokemon Sleep. Butterfree is known to sleep while flapping its wings. Aw, that's so sweet. It tends to accidentally scatter highly toxic dust while it's sleeping. Oh, that's not as good. Oh dear. So then we've got forms here. Butterfree has a Gigantamax form as Gigantamax Butterfree. Its wings become shades of bright and dark green with a white pattern on them. At the base of the wings are a fur-like circle, which attaches to Gigantamax Butterfree's back. Its antennae become bright green as well and extend to the point where the tip bends and 3 red clouds surround them. Its eyes glow bright red. Several green scales, created from crystallized Gigantamax energy, can be seen floating around Gigantamax Butterfree. These are its most effective weapons, capable of causing paralysis, poisoning, or sleep. Gigantamax Butterfree scatters these scales by the winds that it generates with each flap of its wings. These wings are powerful enough to lift a 10-ton truck. Wow, that's amazing! Gigantamax Butterfree is the only known Pokemon capable of using the G-Max move, G-Max Befuddle. So unique. We got our evolution here. Now Butterfree evolves from Metapod and is the final form of Caterpie. So you got this cutie here, goes into this chrysalis, and then comes out this butterfly. Now that's just so nice. Okay, now here we have in the anime, I'm not really supposed to mention, and it has here in the notes here, but I will, I'll read these kind of captions here. So we got the female pink Butterfree in the anime here, so, yeah, that's so nice. And then, of course, we got the normal Butterfree in the anime. Oh, that's so nice. And it's in all these things. And then we got an orange archipelago Butterfree in the anime. Now, that's a very unique one. I believe that's when they went to the island of the different Pokemon, or something like that. And, and I bet you this is what inspired... I think one of the newer games has different appearances there, so that would be a nice reference. Yeah. Okay, so we skip all of this apparently, even though it's probably a very good read, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so now we have here the Pokédex entries. Now, I can't do the fancy schmancy voice that Dylan can, so I think I'm just gonna read it normally. So now, of course, this is episode 4. It's talking about the Pokemon Butterfree. Its source is Ash's Pokédex. And its entry reads, Butterfree, 1 week after Caterpie evolves into Metapod, it again evolves into Butterfree. Ooh. So that, we're gonna now go to Advanced Generations, episode 142 there. I think that's what AG stands for. Butterfree, that's the Pokemon. Its source is Maze Pokedex. Butterfree, the butterfly Pokemon. Butterfree is the evolved form of Metapod. These scales covering its wings help it to shed water. Wow. That's gotta be black and white. That's one of the newer ones. My kids were far too old to have watched these, but, I remember them announcing these games. Yeah. Okay, so that's 130. Pokemon is Butterfree. Source is Ash's Pokédex again. Butterfree, the butterfly Pokemon. Butterfree's love of flower nectar draws it to seek out flowers, even if they don't have much pollen. You know, and I don't know why they did Ash's Pokédex twice here, but, there gotta be a reason for it. Oh, well, okay, so then there's these other television shows, I guess. Okay, and then in the manga, I'm also apparently supposed to skip this, but I can cover these images here, so that's Butterfree and the Electric Tail of Pikachu. We got Gigantamax Butterfree in Pokemon Adventures. Then we got Butterfree in Pokemon Adventures here. Yes, that's nice. Okay, and all of these. Then in the TTG, I think that, that's the trading card game. Yeah, that's what the kids call it. TCG, it's so cool, yeah. Okay, then we've got other appearances in Super Smash Bros. That's a video game. In Saffron City stage. In the Saffron City stage, multiple Butterfree can be seen flying in the background. Okay, then this I think is the newer one, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Butterfree returns in the Saffron City stage. Oh, that's very nice of them to bring it back. Then we got game data here. We got NPC appearances. Okay, so Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Butterfree is the mother of Caterpie, who she sends the player to rescue in the first mission of the game. Oh dear, that poor mother, she must have been so worried about him. Yes, so I hope the player finds the Caterpie. That would be so nice. Oh yes, okay, now the Pokédex entries again. So now in the Japanese red, and in green, which is also, I believe, a Japanese exclusive game. So it says here, this entry was originally untranslated in English until it was reused in Pokemon Fire Red. Okay, so for now, for the English red, and and blue, and I think that's what we got instead of green there. In battle, it flaps its wings at high speed to release highly toxic dust into the air. Oh, wow. Okay, yellow, its wings covered with poisonous powders repel water. This allows it to fly in the rain. In Stadium, its wings are covered with poisonous dust. If you see one flapping its wings, be careful not to inhale any of the dust. And so apparently Stadium is one of them fancy Nintendo 64 games, I think. Okay, yeah. For the second group of games here, we got Gold. It collects honey every day. It rubs honey onto the hairs on its legs to carry back to its nest. And then we've got Silver here. Water repellent powder on its wings enables it to collect honey, even in the heaviest of rains. Okay, then we've got Crystal. It flits from flower to flower, collecting honey. It can even identify distant flowers in bloom. And I guess Stadium got a sequel here, okay. It collects honey every day. It rubs honey onto the hairs on its legs to carry it back to its nest. So now here in the third group of games here, in the games Ruby and Sapphire, Butterfree has a superior ability to search for delicious honey from flowers. It can even search out, extract, and carry honey from flowers that are blooming over 6 miles from its nest. In Emerald, it has a superior ability to search for delicious honey from flowers. It can seek, extract, and carry honey from flowers blooming over 6 miles away. Oh wow. In Fire Red, the wings are protected by a rain-repellent dust. As a result, this Pokemon can fly about even in the rain. Now, I believe these Fire Red and Leaf Green were sort of remakes of the originals. I vaguely remember my children playing them growing up, so that's nice. Okay, so I've been instructed to tell you that Leaf Green is the same as Red and Blue, so I'm not gonna be reading it again. I hope you can respect that, okay. Okay, so now we've got our fourth set of games here. We got Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. One of those are nice names there. Okay, it loves the honey of flowers and can locate flower patches that have even tiny amounts of pollen. Okay, now for apparently Gold and Silver also get remakes. So, and apparently those are also the same Pokédexes as their original games, so I don't need to read them again. Okay, bye-bye. For the fifth set of games, okay, now I see that it's apparently, this is the same as the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum ones. Oh, bye. Okay, and the next set of games here, the X, which is such a weird name, X and Y. You know, they're not even colors or like objects, they're just letters, and that's just weird. Anyway, so we got, you know, X is the same as Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and the fifth group games. So it seems that the Y game is Fire Red again, so okay, yeah, we're gonna move on here. Now here we've got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I guess they also got remake games. And this seems to be the same as Ruby and Sapphire there. Okay, so then we've got the seventh group of games here. With Sun. Okay. A close examination of its large eyes reveals that each eye is composed of a myriad of tiny eyes. Ooh, wow. Moon. We got when attacked by other Pokemon, it defends itself by scattering its poisonous scales and fluttering its wings. Ooh, wow. Okay, in Sun, Ultra Sun, I guess they made another Sun game. Its wings are covered in toxic scales. It finds bird Pokemon going after Caterpie. Butterfree sprinkles its scales on them to drive them off. Okay there. Ultra Moon. Its nectar from pretty flowers is its favorite food. In fields of flowers, he has seeded battles with Cutiefly for territory. For Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, these seem to also be remakes. I think they're remakes of Yellow. That would make sense since apparently this is the Yellow Pokédex, apparently. Okay. For the eighth set of games, we've got in Sword. In battle, it flaps its wings at great speed to release highly toxic dust into the air. It collects honey every day and it rubs honey onto the hairs on its legs and to carry back to its nest. So Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are just their Pokédexes again. Okay, yes. Okay, so Gigantamax Butterfree in Sword. Crystallized Gigantamax energy makes up this Pokemon's blindingly bright and highly toxic scales. Wow. In the shield entry here, once it has opponents trapped in a tornado that can blow away a 10-10 truck, it finishes them off with its poisonous scales. Oh, and it doesn't appear to be in the ninth set of games here, so that's so unfortunate. How are people gonna catch them all, as they say? Oh well, I'm sure they have some plan for it. Okay, so now here's Butterfree and the Alolan Pokédex. That's so nice. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now here are alternate games. I've been told that Pokemon Pinball is apparently a pinball game based on Pokemon. Very fascinating there. Then the Pokemon trading card game. Now, my kids had this one. When we got into the cards, we found this on store shelves, and, we had to buy it. So, this is apparently in the base set. In battle, it flaps its wings at high speed, releasing highly toxic dust into the air. In the same Pokemon trading card game, video game, and the new Discovery card, it collects honey every day. It rubs honey onto the hairs on its legs to carry back to its nest. Well, that's nice. Okay. In-game locations, apparently I'm not supposed to read this either. I mean, it is a lot of information. So, just scroll past all of this and, and then the side game areas, okay, yeah. Okay, and in events, again, not supposed to read this, so we'll move on. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to read the held items, and oh boy, that's a lot of information, but we'll try to get through it, okay? Okay, so a Pokemon cat in Generation 1 must be traded to a Generation 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Pokemon Emerald, Butterfree can only be found in the Battle Frontier. Ooh, wow, okay. You trade it from Red, Blue, or Yellow, you get a Butterberry, and that's 100% of the time. Then in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you get Silver Powder, 2% of the time. You transfer it from Emerald, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black, White, Black 2, or White 2. Oh, I guess I didn't mention those earlier. I guess they also did sequels for those two. You get silver powder 5% of the time. Okay, so then in X and Y, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword or Shield, you get silver powder 5% of the time. Oh, wow, okay. Then, okay, it's stats. It's base stats. Now, I believe, if I remember this, oh, wait, actually, okay, I gotta zoom out here. There's two categories, so we're gonna try to compare them if I can, and I'll explain what these things mean in just a moment here, okay? Okay, zooming out again. Okay, okay, so now here we go. So I believe, and I'm not too familiar with how base stats work, but I believe these are just like sort of stats averages, I believe. Yeah, sort of averages for each of these Pokemon here. So apparently it changed starting in Gen 6. So we'll look at this. Now its HP is 60, and that's true for this here as well. Attack is 45, that's true for that as well. Its defense is 50, that's true for this one as well. Its special attack is 80, and now it's gone up to 90. Oh wow, it gained 10, okay. Special defense was 80, special defense is 80, speed is 70, so then it went from 385 to 395 with that 10 there in special attack. So, it's almost supposed to read this as well. This Pokemon special base stat in Generation 1 was 80. Oh, that's very good, okay. Then we've got these Pokeathon stats. Not entirely sure what that means, but I'm sure one of my kids does. You know how it is. Okay, so it's type effectiveness. Now, there's a lot of new ones here. I don't think I'm too familiar with the fairy type here, but we'll read them. So it's damaged normally by normal, poison, ghost, steel, water, psychic, dragon, dark, and fairy. Then we've got weak to flying, rock, fire, electric, and ice here. And apparently rock is ×4, but double for the rest of them there. And it's immune to ground. I guess that makes sense. It is a flying Pokemon. It's resistant to fighting, bug, and grass. For fighting and grass, that is a 4th. Damage, that's what all these things mean. It's how much damage it takes. Then bug, it's half. Okay, so for its notes here. If gravity is in effect, this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball in Generation 4, or a ring target where it is affected by Smackdown or Ingrain. The effectiveness of ground types moves to half. Oh, wow. In Generation 5, if this Pokemon is given an Iron Ball, the effectiveness of ground type moves is 1. Oh, wow, okay. In Gen 1, the effectiveness of poison type moves is double, so it halved, I guess. So now it's Learn Set. Butterfree is available in Sword and Shield and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I was told for this by leveling up section, I'm supposed to start at 12 here. So Poison Powder, Stun Spore, and Sleep Powder you get at 12. 16 you get Psybeam. 20 you get Whirlwind. 24 you get Air Slash. 28 you get Safeguard. 32 you get Bug Buzz. 36 you get Tailwind. 40 you get Rage Powder. 44 you get Quiver Dance. Okay, so now here's the TMs and TRs here. Now I was told not to read the TMs, but I can read the TRs, okay? So I don't know what a TR is, but it must be one of the new mechanics. Maybe it replaced the TMs in later games, I don't know. But anyway, so TR11 is Psychic, TR20 is Substitute, TR26 is Endure, TR27 is Sleep Talk, TR29 is Baton Pass, TR33 is Shadow Ball, TR40 is Skill Swap, TR46 Iron Defense, TR61 is Bug Buzz, TR65 is Energy Ball, TR89 is Hurricane, and TR96 is Pollen Puff. Oh, okay, it's got some more stuff here. Okay, are we doing any of these? No, we're not doing any of these in this section. Okay, we're gonna go by breeding. There's nothing there. Okay, so by tutoring. So what I was told for this is that EP means expansion pass for these Sword and Shield games, and that's the only thing that we're covering. So in that expansion pass, we got the move Dual Wing Beat, Flying is a physical attack, so it does the damage. Its power is 40. Its accuracy is 90. And has 10. I think that PP, I remember being power points. So it's 10 power points there. Okay. By prior, no moves by prior evolution. Okay, from transfer of another gen. So I was told a few things about this. So it's just the highlighted ones I talk about, or these. Now these are special events, and apparently these little X's mean they don't work anymore. That's unfortunate. Okay, so apparently if you transfer a Butterfree from generation 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get the move Aerial Ace. If you transfer from 4 or 5, you get Air Cutter. Now, apparently in 5, you could only get it in an event, I guess. Okay, so then, from transfer from Gen 1, you get the move Bide, but apparently that doesn't work anymore. If you transfer it from Gen 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Captivate. Apparently that doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from 6 or 7, you get Confide. If you transfer from Generation 2, you get Curse. From Generation 4 or 7, you get Defog. From Generation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Double Team. If you transfer from 1 or 3, you get Double Edge. If you transfer from Generation 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Dream Eater. If you transfer from Generation 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6, you get Flash. Apparently that doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from Generation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Frustration. Apparently that doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from Gen 7, you get Headbutt. If you transfer from Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Hidden Power. Apparently that doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from 6 or 7, you get Infestation. If you transfer from 1 or 7, you get Mega Drain. If you transfer from 1 or 3, you get Mimic. If you transfer from 3, but apparently an event, you get Morning Sun. If you transfer from 4, you get Natural Gift. If you transfer from 2 or 3, you get Nightmare. If you transfer from 4, you get Ominous Wind, and apparently Natural Gift, Nightmare, and Ominous Wind don't work anymore. Okay, if you transfer from 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Psych Up. If you transfer from 1, you get Psywave. That's the same with Rage and Razor Wind, and none of which work anymore. If you transfer from 1 or 7, you get Reflect. If you transfer from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Return, which apparently doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Roost. If you transfer from 3, 4, or 6, you get Secret Powder. If you transfer from 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Signal Beam. Apparently that doesn't work anymore, neither does Secret Power. If you transfer from Gen 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Silver Wind. That one doesn't work anymore. If you transfer from 5 or 6, you get Struggle Bug. If you transfer from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Swagger. If you transfer from 2, you get Sweet Scent. If you transfer from 1, you get Takedown. If you transfer from 1 or 7, you get Teleport. If you transfer from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, you get Toxic. Or if you transfer from 4, you get Twister. Okay, so now for the TCG only, this Fly, Butterfree, in that card, yes, okay. It's shocking that it doesn't actually learn Fly, considering it can fly, but oh well, what do I know. Okay, so here are the side game data. Apparently I'm not supposed to read these either, okay, yeah. Okay, now here, I'm supposed to read this Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure. In the Pokepark pad entry, Butterfree came to the Meadow Zone to play. His favorite attraction is Pelipper Circle Circuit. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so you got costumes here in Pokemon Go. I think that's that mobile one. You know, I played it for a bit with my kids. It was fun, you know, but I lost interest a while ago. So fashionable costume. You got this little cute bow on it. Oh, it's so sweet. Then you got the forum data from Gigantamax. So Butterfree has the Gigantamax factor and the Dynamax band. You get Gigantamax Butterfree, and that lasts for 3 whole turns. Oh wow. Evolution data. You got Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree. And I learned that you can use these things called rare candies to evolve them, yeah. That's so nice, so fast, rather than leveling up the the hard way, you know. But, you know, I like the hard way, you know. And, you know, I think the hard way is better. Okay, okay, so now we got this part. Oh, this rather scary looking butterfly character. It gets cuter as through this game here. And then, okay, so yeah, we got this sort of pink winged one and this blue winged one. You know, that's the shiny one. I think shinies are sort of rare variants, I guess. Okay. And then you got Ruby and Sapphire here. Now it's shiny. Now I'm a little bit disappointed that that's not pink body. You know, it'd be fun if that were like the Ash's Pikachu got with a shiny Butterfree. But you know, that's just my opinion. But anyway, apparently it's a little less pink on the wings here. You know. Oh, and they have green eyes instead of the red eyes and pink eyes, I guess. Okay. So then for Diamond and Pearl, and you got all these, and then this is, oh yeah, this is the one that introduced the gender differences, didn't it? Okay, so now we've got these little lines. I think I mentioned them earlier. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you got all these lines, and okay, now they're a little bit more rounded rather than kind of just a rectangle. Oh, that's silly. Okay, and yeah, okay. So these are black and white. Here they are as models. That's what they did in the 6th generation, I guess. Here we go. You know, it's just kind of the same Pokemon. Doesn't really change much. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All these. Oh, that's kind of cool looking. The Gigantamax Butterfree there. Okay. And so then it was, you know, obviously wasn't available in Gen 9. Okay, so then, you know, this is home. I think this is some sort of transferring app you can have on your phone. You play some of the newer games with internet connectivity. Okay, yeah. And then, okay, so we got trivia. Butterfree was the first Pokemon and shown in the anime with an alternate color, pink in its case. This has only been seen in a single female, and unlike a shiny Butterfree, which has green eyes and pink wings, limbs, and a snout, this Butterfree's only difference is its pink body and wings. Okay there. Butterfree shares its category with Beautifly. They are known as the Butterfly Pokemon, and Beautifly is a very beautiful Pokemon. But apparently it's a very naughty Pokemon too, so that's unfortunate. Butterfree can be seen as a parallel to Beedrill. That's sort of a weird bee-wasp kind of combination there. Okay, so then both of their unevolved stages evolve at 7 and again at level 10. They both go through metamorphosis like evolution and have the same base stat total of 395. Wow. Also, while Beedrill is exclusive to Black and Black 2, Butterfree is exclusive to White and White 2. Both have an alternate form only in battle, Gigantamax Butterfree and Mega Beedrill, respectively. Wow. Origin. Butterfree seems to be based on the black-veined white butterfly. Its name origin, Butterfree may be a combination of butterfly and free. It may also involve pata-pata, the sound of wings flapping, and furu, to flap. Oh, then you got the other languages, Japanese, French, Spanish, German, Italian, Korean, Mandarin Chinese, and Cantonese Chinese. Apparently there's more languages if you click this here, but we're not going to do that. Got your related articles here. You got references, and of course this little bottom thing that was also on the top there. So I guess that's the end of the article portion. We'll move on here. Okie dokie. Okay, so apparently we're watching the anime now. Okay, so this episode is Ash catches a Pokemon. So that's Ash there. He's our main character. That's Misty, his little love interest with a gem leader. Okay, and then we got, you know, Pikachu. Everybody knows Pikachu. Everybody loves Pikachu. Then we got Caterpie here. Now it's going to look into the sky. So what's happened is that Ash has caught this Caterpie. Yeah, so now it's looking up in the sky, and we'll see what it's looking at, okay? Okay. Oh, and then you see our little Butterfree there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that's about it for the scene there. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll move on here, okay? Okay, so apparently we're watching Detective Pikachu here on, oh my goodness, I think it's been 5 years. Oh my goodness, 5 years already since that movie came out. You know, I saw it with my kids. It was a fun time, you know, very nostalgic for them. But this is what he calls Detective Butterfree. It's just the frames with Butterfree, and I've been told that there's a Butterfree in the art in the background among a bunch of other Pokemon here. So in this scene, this is Tim Goodman, our main character, and this is Detective Pikachu attacking Pikachu. They're in Rhyme City, a city where Pokemon and humans can coexist. He's here because his father was died in a car crash here. And so now they're in the office. Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City, and he's gonna tell them, that his father's actually not dead, and that Mewtwo, he's been captured by Mewtwo. So we'll see bits and pieces of this scene, Yeah.
That great dude.
That was a Flareon. I don't know if I mentioned that. That evolved from an Eevee right before their eyes there. And then, okay, here right now we got a car crash, or a simulated one. I think it's called virtual reality. Yeah, that thing. So that's what's happening. Yes. Okay, so then, yeah, it's in the background there. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so now later in the movie, they've met Mewtwo, but he was captured by Roger Clifford, Howard's son, and so he's going to tell Howard this information.
Your son.
And then, okay, so now that's the that's the Roger that they saw. It was captured. This is later in the movie. It's revealed to be Ditto, and then it'll also be shown as Miss Norman, Howard's assistant. This is Howard's Ditto, by the way. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, so there it is, Miss Norman. And then, the eyes. So if you're unfamiliar, the eyes, apparently that's something Dittos have. Yes. Okay. So there's the Ditto. And then, okay, now that's a Loudred. You could see it doing its a loud attack there. It's sort of a sound-based Pokemon, yeah. Okay, so now that was the end of the movie there. Howard was using something called the neural link or something to put his mind in Mewtwo, because it was revealed that he was the one who actually captured Mewtwo. But that was Tim taking off the neural link, freeing everything, saving the day. But that's it. Okay, we'll move on. Okay, so here we see the community posts here, and you can see that there's nothing for Butterfree, unfortunately. I didn't respond either. I don't know enough about Pokemon to really have an opinion about them. But, yeah, so nobody responded, so I was told to just skip this segment and put a little thing there, so I'm gonna cut to that there now, okay. Okay, I was told there was no fan art. So, what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna do this thing, this deviant art thing. Oh dear, what a name. So apparently what Dylan does here is he goes through these images until he finds an image without a Butterfree. Well, we already found one, but apparently he told me if this happens, just skip it to the next Butterfree image. Okay, so now we got this one here. So for this Mega Butterfree, so as you know, there was no real Mega Butterfree. I guess this is their fan version. They being Zachary Blah. Okay. Then we got this cute little Butterfree, and a few in the background called Butterfree Doodle. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, okay? I'm just gonna move on. So, okay, so then we got this cute art here called Caterpie Metapod Butterfree by Nerd Solitaria. Okay, so we got, Ash's Butterfree with its mate there. And then, of course, we've got Butterfree coming out of the shell. Maybe these are its children, I don't know. And then we got I think that's a shiny Caterpie. It looks to be going into a Metapod here. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so then we've got this Gachamban Twinkle Ref called by Soda Surfer 97. This cute looking variant on a female Butterfree there. It's very cute. Okay, so then we've got Idyllic Afternoon by Uniform Shark. So we got these good, creepy looking creatures, but I'll tell you who they are in a second. But of course we got Butterfrees here. And so these are Parasis and Parasect. They're sort of mushroom bug creatures. It's interesting, yeah. And apparently they had or have a blog spot called randommakeyblogspot.com. Okay, so if you want to look that up, you can do that. Okay, so then we've got Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree by Memo Neo, and I think these are based on their original sprites. Sort of a fun little art there. That's kind of nice. And oh dear, I don't think this is any Butterfrees, so we're gonna stop here. I hope you enjoyed this section. Yeah, we're gonna move on now, okay? Oh yeah, okay, so that's apparently it. I hope you've enjoyed your time here with us, with me today. I think Dylan's gonna be better tomorrow, so you'll probably come back to seeing him tomorrow. I believe it's Weedle that he's working on here, so that's gonna be interesting. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Before I sign off here, I have to tell you that obviously Dylan won't be streaming tonight. He's under the weather, but also he has to wait until he's talked about Rattata to evolve that Metapod into Butterfree. That'll catch in the Rattata stream, I think. As for Gigantamax Butterfree, he'll get back to that when he's talked about the Gen 8 Pokemon. That's all in the notes here. I hope you enjoyed this video. And, be nice, be friendly to your community, and everyone, really. I try to live by that in my life. I've got, we all have something going on there. So, remember, be nice, be kind, and, you'll see Dylan tomorrow, okay? Bye.